G'day guys, how's it going? Rubber Kitty here. Bin chicken. Sneaky things. Anyway, mind over indoctrination. Now, this can be self-indoctrination or stuff from when you're growing up and all that. And a lot of people fall into it, and everyone has a part of themselves that they have been indoctrinated into. As in, culture, the way you grow up, your principles, and to a certain extent it happens in a broader sense. However, there's also the ability to change a lot of your narrative of your own internal racket. There's quite a few people who have certain beliefs and they are really firm, and some people call that indoctrination. And the recent rise in a lot of stoushes that I've seen, online politics, news feed being clogged up with all sorts of crap, to me, the way, the fervour in which people apply this, to me seems indoctrinated. It's just like blanket statements, no sort of provisos, nothing really specific, and people don't ask the questions. So, I mean, you get a lot of people accusing each other, fights happen, God knows what. And it's, to me, that's, I guess, indoctrination in that they wholly believe the cause that they're in or what they think. And if anything should question that, they immediately go on the attack with their own, tropes and everything. So how do people realise that they've been indoctrinated? I guess, again, it involves something that I say frequently: taking a step back, taking time to divest yourself temporarily, mind you, of a lot of the chatter that goes on in your brain. Whether it's you have a shutdown for a week or two, no social media, no checking your email, go offline, even like not seeing your friends and family for a little bit of time, just like downsize, just to calm your brain from all the stimuli that's happening, and to sit and really think about a few issues that are key to you, and think about, are these things that keep coming up again and again, why they keep coming up again and again? For some people it's because they've conditioned themselves that this is the way life has to be. I mean, I've met many people, and there's quite a few of them that used to watch things like 90210 and Melrose Place, and they believe that that's how people should act and be. And I'm like, but, it's a TV series, it's basically a soap. It's a story you want people to, okay, well, that's your thing. But, taking time to sit, get back to basics, quiet the mind, and figure out, what is it that you hold firm in your beliefs. If they're still useful to you, if it's a part of who you are, if it's been getting you anywhere, and if it's a part of who you are, maybe it's the method or something that you've, or the attitude that you've applied to that, that has made it really difficult for you, or has caused unnecessary conflict. A lot of people just protest for, in a general sense, object to a lot of things just for the sake of objecting, or for the sake of being right and being shown that they're right and that they know everything. No one knows everything. No one's right all the time. And even though they say, that I don't know everything, I'm not right all the time, the attitude that they have is that, fuck you, this is my opinion, you're wrong, I'm going to talk over everything you say, I'm going to dismiss everything you say, you're just a dickhead and I'm calling you on your shit. That's not really that cool. And I've, tried many times to talk to people, be reasonable, and explain my side of the view, the way I see it, the way I see their behaviour. And it's happened where they've said that I insulted me, abused me, and said that they're calling me on my shit, when I'm actually the one saying, hey, look, I'm pointing at your behaviour, it's not cool the way I see it. And they're like, well, what do you know? I said, well, I know how I feel about a certain situation, I'm just letting you know. And if you say that my feelings aren't valid, then, well, there's not much I can do about that. I'll let you do your thing and I'll go my own way. And it can be difficult to do, particularly when it's like, with friends, family, and all that sort of stuff. But there's only so much you can help somebody. Only so much you can say, hey, look, I think you've self-indoctrinated, or you've convinced yourself that this is the thing, and absolve yourself of all responsibility. And the thing is, when you absolve yourself of all responsibility and you just want all the fun, you're going to end up being disappointed. Well, that's in my view anyway, because part of it is also knowing that, hey, I have actually done something. Not like I've done something, but, I'm not taking responsibility for it, so therefore I really have no control over it. You have control over a lot of things. And the fact that you do means that things are so much more possible. Things are so much, the light at the end of the tunnel. Some people believe that they get trapped. They get convinced that there's nothing they can do. That's part of the indoctrination. Part of it is self-done, and part of it is like the environment, your friends, your family. But when you realise how much you can change your own mind, your own behaviour, your own environment, and I think you'd be surprised. So anyway, what have you got that are firm beliefs? Have you continually been indoctrinating yourself into that sort of thing? Other ways you can change your attitude, your actions, your speech, a few things that really bring it about and make, help you take more control of what you have and be able to influence, take responsibility and all that for that. To me, I guess that's more fulfilling than, just giving responsibility over to somebody else and then, I don't know, blaming them for anything that goes wrong, because that's just a bit silly. I mean, if you've given responsibility to someone, they take responsibility for that, and you blaming them for stuff that goes wrong, but your response, I guess the whole catch-22 or the juxtapose there is that you're responsible for your lack of responsibility. And if it's like people that don't believe in voting, if you don't believe in voting for any politician and you start complaining about the politician, I'm saying, well, you haven't exercised your right to have a say legally, so I'm not going to give a shit about what you have to complain about that particular politician, because you just haven't entered into it. You have no skin in the game, so to speak. So there's that. And what do you see other people getting indoctrinated into? Sometimes it can be a good thing, so don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can be a good thing that they change their life. It could be a good thing. And what are things that you want to see, experience, that you may or may not be able to do with indoctrination, or just changing your own mind, or taking control, taking responsibility, keeping that firmly in your mind. It'll start and stop. You'll have fails, many of them. Just keep on going and revise your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, and see if they still hold firm and true. Okay? Anyway, it's a bit serious for a Friday. So, one thing I will say, I've just had someone said they're going to give me a present of a SCOBY in which I can actually start doing some brewing with, which is awesome. Getting into the kombucha brewing. The weather's been a bit up and down and variable, so I'm not so sure whether I should start, but I'll give it a go anyway. So, doing the kombucha. Love you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.